So, hello everyone. Just to be sure that everyone's seeing my screen and hear my voice clearly, just want to see some yes in the chat. So just tell me if you've seen my screen clearly and hear my voice. Okay, okay, we're gonna start in just a few minutes. I'm gonna wait to let more people join into our call, and we're gonna start. Okay. So 2 minutes and we're gonna start. We're gonna start in 2 minutes. Okay. So just let me change my connection to a better network. Okay. So again, everyone, you all see my screen clearly and hear my voice. Everyone, I want to see yes again. If you see my screen, just confirm that for me. Okay. So we're gonna start. We don't need to waste more time, so we're gonna start directly into this Zoom call. So everyone, welcome to this call. The reason why we start this call just to explain the logic behind a trade I took yesterday and I closed it today. Actually, it's two trades. I took two entries on GBP-CHF pair. So this trade got me, or I booked 37R. It was a great trade. So one of the legendary trades I took. So I want to explain it for you guys to let you develop your skills on trading or get more knowledge about the swipe of liquidity and then the fast move that comes after the swipe of liquidity. So let's go to GBP-CHF and delete everything. Okay. So and we're gonna start from a higher time frame. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start from a higher time frame perspective and try to drop to a lower time frame. It's like kind of top-down analysis. So we're gonna start from the top to the down, okay, and then gonna drop to a more lower time frame to catch or to show you how to catch this tiny moves or tiny stop loss entry. So for those who don't know, I will give this information for you for free, guys. For those who don't know, GBP-CHF in some prop firms are zero spread. So I just discovered this thing just lately. So if you now go, so let me ask you, go now all and check your GBP-CHF spread, not now in London session. So tomorrow in London session, everyone try to check your GBP-CHF spread. So you're gonna see it's a high spread pair because it's not a major pair like EURUSD and GBP-USD. So the spread will be about 2 or 3 pips. Okay, but I use True Forex Fund prop firm. So True Forex Fund prop firm, they have the most great spread in the industry. I tried multiple prop firms, but True Forex Fund have the best spreads ever. So, but the thing I noticed that all prop firms, they have a low spread on EURUSD and GBP-USD on major pairs, low spread, but on those exotic pairs and those minor pairs, they don't have that much tiny stop loss. So when I saw GBP-CHF with zero spread, I didn't get it. Maybe they have an issue in their servers, okay? But we will not tell them. So we're gonna take this as an advantage, because if you have a zero spread on a pair like GBP-CHF and is more easier to trade because it's this pair is less manipulated than EURUSD, because the pair that have more volatility, it's the pair you're gonna see on it a lot of manipulation, but the pair like GPP-CHF or GPP-AUD, GPP-CAD will be less manipulated. Okay, so let's start for the higher time frame. So on the 3 hour, exactly on the 3 hour time frame, price come to this. So just sorry, just my trading view. Okay. Okay, let's come back to GPP-CHF. So let's come back here. Okay, to this point. So like you see here on the 3 hour time frame, what we have, the first point we need to do, it's identifying or select our points of liquidity. So like you all know, the liquidity is the fuel of the market, so we need to identify and select our points of liquidity. So the first point, this low here, it's our external range liquidity. Okay, especially with this point, it's the we have the previous week low here, and this one, the extreme low. It's even if we come back to this point, this will be an old previous day low. Okay, it didn't take yet. Okay, so remember the old previous day, and at the same point at this specific week we have this point was the previous week low, so we have two previous week lows didn't taken out. Okay, so this one and this one, so those two old uh, those are points of liquidity. Okay, so this one also and this one also, it's a point of liquidity. So all those are points of liquidity. Okay, so let's delete. Okay, so now price here, clearly we have expansion move. So this move here, it's expansion move, and this one clearly it's a retracement move. Okay, so we are expecting another expansion move after price come to some premium level. Okay, and then targeting those lows here. Okay, so if we try to measure from this low to this high, clearly we are into a premium level here above the 15%. So this is our point of interest. Okay, so let's stick to this one. And if we come back here at this point and just try to analyze, let me delete the notification and try to analyze what's happening here. So we're gonna see here a clear swipe of liquidity here. Okay, after that the price just drops massively from this point. Okay, let's delete this one. So okay, so now, and remember this here, it's a fair value gap. So what we said about fair value gaps, fair value gap, it's internal range liquidity. So fair value gap equal liquidity. So remember that. So this is our internal range liquidity. So when price come across to near to this fair value gap, just drop again and then start pushing to the upside again. So this will be our inducement liquidity. So here early sellers start selling, and then price just push strongly, take them out. So we took inducement liquidity, and at this point, let's see here, we took the previous day high. Do you see here? We took the previous day. Sorry, let's come back. So at this point, this is our previous day high inside the fair value gap. Okay, so this one is swipe of liquidity. Let's just delete this one. So here we are into a key level. Okay, we are into a key level. We took the internal range liquidity. It's the feeling of fair value gap. Fair value gap got filled, and we took external range liquidity from this slag here. Let's do. So from this slag here, we took this external range liquidity and this external range liquidity. So from this leg only. So now we need to drop to take the higher time frame external range liquidity. So now after a swipe of liquidity, fresh swipe of liquidity, we need to drop to the lower time frame to look for some clear or some confirmation. So at this point we are on the 5 minutes. Let me check. So on the 5 minutes. So here we need to scroll in multiple time frames to find the proper entry. Okay. So it's clearly this is our change of character. Okay. And price couldn't push above this high. So this one here is our change of character. So on the 1 minute, we don't have so much clear structure. We have multiple order blocks got mitigated, but I will try to scroll in multiple time frames and see if I got a clear fair value gap. Okay, to take an entry from it. Okay, we need a valid fair value gap. So the 7 minute, 8. So on the 8 minute, we have a clear order block. So this is our valid supply zone or our order block to take a short from it. This one, so it's a supply. Sorry, this is our supply. So let's check another time frames: 9, 10. So on the 13 minutes time frame, we have here a fair value gap inside the order block. So it's another confluence added to our trade or to our zone. Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to look for or to add more confluences to this zone here. Okay. So we need some kind of liquidity resting below it. Okay. So let me show you maybe on the 4. So on the 2 minutes, this one here looks clearly also. Okay. It's the same on the 8 minutes. So this one here, it's clear and more much better. Okay. So now, okay, so a lot of you or a lot of smart money after this drop here, they will say we have a break of structure and this is our order block on the extreme of that range, and we're gonna take a short from this point. Okay, it's totally, I agree, it's okay. So we're gonna take a short from this point, but this one here, absolutely, it's a smart money trap. Why this is a smart money trap? Because a lot of smart money traders, they start thinking that we can take a short from this point because they saw this gap here and this strong break of structure, but they forget about something important, that this order block, it's not in premium enough. It's not a premium enough. So if we took from this low to this high, we have our leg here. All this is our leg. We are below the 15% of this leg. And remember, on that specific time frame, we still have a fair value gap need to be filled. Okay. So this one here, you need to avoid taking this one. So instead of that, this high here, it's inducement liquidity, and this one here, it's the trap for smart money traders. Okay. So at this point, you need to notice something, that we generate more liquidity below here to take in the future. Okay. So we got the reaction, and then more sellers start selling, and then you're gonna see a strong push to the upside. This is the swipe of liquidity. So here, where we're gonna set our limit, you can put your stop loss above the high to be in the safe side, or you can refine it to this point. Anyway, at this point, we are into the trade. Okay. So on the 1 minute time frame, let's check. So here you can take or scale into a multiple positions before the real drop start pushing, or before the GBP-CHF start pushing to the downside. So here at this point, we have the last swipe of liquidity. So we need to look for a clear fair value gap to take a short from it. Okay, so we have another swipe. So if we broke through those lows, we're going to look for another short. So at this point, this fair value gap could be another probable entry. Okay, let's check. So we missed this one. So we're gonna just stick to our entry. So let's see. Okay, so we missed this one. We're gonna delete it. So for this trade, our target absolutely will be the last point of liquidity. Okay, for 17R. Okay, so let's see how this is gonna go. So this is the trade. So the first point of liquidity here is the EJA session. We took the EJA session. After taking the EJA session, we need to see some, and this one here is the previous day low. I think, no, it's this one, the previous day low got taken this one. So we need to see some reversal at this point. Okay. Here we have the new day start. So I will show you the re-entry that I took, the second one. Okay, let's wait. So here at this point, let's scroll in multiple time frames. On the 7 minute, I think. On the 7 minute, yeah, I think this was the zone I was looking for to continue the move to the downside, and you can refine it to this one. So clearly here we have EJ session high liquidity. So this EJ session liquidity got taken out, and the EJ low got taken out also. So we took the high. We didn't took the high clearly here because we still have some equal highs here. And if you notice it, that we generate some trend line liquidity at this point. It's clearly on the lower time frame. It's clearly a trend line liquidity. The trend line doesn't need to be perfect to say this is a trend line. Okay, so you all know about that. So we push strongly to take the trend line liquidity on the lower time frame and the EJA high to confirm the taken out of this EJA high. And at this point, price stopped into the zone. And at this point, we need to look for a lower time frame confirmation. I don't remember exactly, but it was on the second time frame. I don't remember exactly. My entry was okay. So the first swipe of liquidity. So we need a change. Okay. So at this point, after this engulfing candle, I took the trade, and I think this trade got me into. Let me check my MT4 to just take the correct entry. Okay, so GBP-CHF, the second entry was at I think 11669. I think my stop loss, I think, get me in at this point. Yeah, at this point, and my stop loss was, I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I think at this point. So for the second re-entry, so we have here first swipe of liquidity, start pushing to the downside and start retracing, taking those highs here. So they look like relevant equal highs. And we have here this 10 seconds supply and after price tapping into this one, start pushing. Okay, so I just took a market execution at this point, exactly at this point, and my stop loss was I think for 4 pips. Yeah, I think it was not 4.2 pips stop loss. So this is the re-entry, and we're gonna target the same point. So remember, when you are on the second time frame, you cannot look for a change of character and generating liquidity. You just need for some pushes like this one, some engulfing candles to the downside, and you need to know what is the risk or what is the lot size that you're gonna cost you 1% if you took the trade with a 4 pip stop loss, or 3 or 2. You need to know that, because you don't have the time to go to the calculator and copy and paste your entry point and your stop loss and calculate it, because the price will leave you, will move so fast. So you need to know how much the lot size to take the trade. If your stop loss is 4 or 3 or 2 pips stop loss, at least you need to know about the 2, 3 pip, 4 pip, and the 5 pip stop loss. So when your stop loss size is about 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pip stop loss, you need to know how much the lot size for every one of them. Okay, so I just set a market execution. I took the trade, and then so let's come back here. Okay, so this is the trade. And this one played out nicely, especially with the news during London session. This is the last push with the news. Took full TP here. I took some partial at this point. Okay, so and then we got our full TP. So this one, it's on my MT4. I just calculated it's about 37R. So this was a great trade. So this is the logic behind it. So you need to know from a higher time frame perspective where price need to go, and then the lower time frame trade confirmation, it's much easier. Okay, just you need to spot the right zone from the higher time frame. Okay, how much you make per month? I will not answer for this question. Okay, so now this is the idea about GBP/CHF. I hope you got understand it. If anyone have more question about it or other questions, I will be happy. Percentage, it depends, brother Leon change. It depends on which month. So I don't have a target to target it, because I just take what the market give me. Okay, why MT4 not MT5? This is a funded account on True Forex Fund, so I always have 2 accounts on my funded FX. So I just used the MT5 for my funded account, my funded FX, and MT4 for True Forex Fund. Okay, this is the answer. Can you next time, inshallah, also show us losing trades to learn from and see how we could avoid it? In the start, did you pass your front channels? Yeah. I trade London session and New York session, and also I have some limits. I set it on Asia session. So this the trades that got activated during Asia session are the best trades, because when you woke up and see your trades on a profit, so you was sleeping, so you don't need to handle the psychological on or the mindset part. You was sleeping, so just you woke up and see some nice profit. So those are the best trades. Let me show you an example. For example, on Euro JPY, we missed this trade yesterday. I just missed it. It was on the 2 hour. So let me explain this one quickly. So we have here a swipe of liquidity above this high. Okay, this is our change of character on the higher time frame. It's so easy. It's so obvious trade. So on the 1 hour, this is our point of interest. Okay. So swipe of liquidity, tap into a point of interest, nice push, change of character, some retracement, and this is our liquidity that got generated before we tap into this this zone. So I set my limit at this point. I just took it from some I like those numbers who end with 0, so I just took it like this and set my stop loss at, I think, yeah, at this point exactly, and I ended up with missing this trade by 1.6 pip. So this got activated during Asia session. It's not during Asia session actually, it's on London session especially. This will add more confluence to our zone that we have the Asia high liquidity, and after the swipe of Asia high, market just dropped to the downside. Actually, if you are on the chart and you was watching Euro JPP, you can take a short from this engulfing candle and set your stop loss here for, let's take it with 20 pip stop loss, and you can target the previous day low, I think, or target this fair value gap here. You can target this fair value gap. Okay, so it's about 6R. It's a great one. It's fast move. So clear and easy. Yeah. So this trade just was the person who notes this trade. It's one of our members called Dalu. So big thank to Dalu. This trade played out nicely. So I wasn't look for Euro JPP at all, but when he asked me for probable short from this 1 hour order block, we just reanalyzed this pair and I said it's probably gonna play out. I set my limit but didn't take me in, so I hope some of our members in the private Discord got take it. Okay, this zone is order block. Actually, yeah, it's on order block. You can check the 2-hour time frame. This is the order block, but you need to remember price doesn't move from order blocks. Price don't choose the order block to drop from it or choose this order block. So we have a lot of order blocks that failed, like this one here, failed. We have this one here. All those are valid order blocks. If you take the definition of order block, this one here broke structure in the extreme of the range, but failed. Your stop loss here failed. Your stop loss here failed. Why this order block failed? This one and this one and this one go successfully. So you have this order block here that failed. This order block here failed. This order block here failed. So we don't trade order blocks. Okay, so we just use it as a tool to take a trade. We just trade liquidity. We need to look for the liquidity, where the liquidity resting, and you need to have a higher time frame perspective, and then you can use the order block as just a tool or just a point of entry. Okay, so this is for order blocks. In the start, did you pass your first? No, it's more than 10 failure I got, and then I passed my challenge. It's not easy. You cannot just pass your first try. Okay, so remember, because the huge effect of the mindset or the psychology will you maybe, I know some people take it from the first time, but you need to have a very strong mindset and very good education part. You need to learn, first of all, very nicely. So especially for those who trade personal accounts, they maybe will develop or train out their psychology, and then when they take the challenge, this will be a little bit easy. But I got a lot of failure tries, so I tried to pass the challenge multiple times and I got multiple loses, but in the end I got it. So when you got it for the first time, You can get it for multiple times there. Okay, so anyone have any question, or we're gonna close this call and see you all. Just quick update. I just want to say a quick update about our. I have a question. Yeah, go ahead, brother. So Sabrine, yes, says, yeah, for me, I always hit my stop loss in my order block every single time. I am always asking myself why SMC are not good anymore, but I think your method is definitely different and good. Yeah, you need to look for liquidity first, because the liquidity is the fuel of the market. It's not the supply and demand on order block. Order block and supply and demand, those doesn't move the market. Just you can check, you're gonna see some order blocks work very fine and others failed. So for example, this one here goes works very fine. At the end, this one failed. So some order blocks move nicely and other one just failed. This one probably goes nicely, okay? But those one, once this one and this one here now are a point of liquidity. Why? The reason, because we here at this point, we took the liquidity below this low. So all those order blocks, they are a point of liquidity now. So then the market will give you a reaction and then push to the upside to take them out. Give you a reaction and then push to take your stop loss. Give you some reaction and push again. So we have another swipe of liquidity below this low here. So look how the order block will be so strong after the swipe of liquidity. So we have the swipe of liquidity, we left an order block, and then price come back to this order block and push again to the upside to take all those highs liquidity. After taking this liquidity, we start pushing to the downside. Even price come back to a far order block, but works very fine because that order block, it's the order block who sweep the liquidity from this high, or the order block that create after the swipe of liquidity. Okay, so you record this, miss this first. Yeah, I recorded, so we're gonna share that on YouTube channel. Liquidity is king. Yeah, so can you explain how you use liquidity as a confluence and how do you identify the liquidity? Brother, I have multiple videos on YouTube channel. You can check the multiple form of liquidity. I have multiple videos talk about the previous days highs and lows, and the previous week highs and lows, and the previous month highs and lows. Anyway, those all the points of liquidity, the swing highs and lows, and the other form of liquidity like the retail traders liquidity, like the pattern, the equal highs, equal lows. So I talked about all those type of liquidity. I talked also about the external and the internal range liquidity. So Harry Fax, brother, if you are into our free Telegram, you can find our you can check our free Telegram channel. You can find the channel there. Let me just take the link of our channel. I will post it here into the chat and you can all take it. Okay, this is our YouTube channel and this is our free Telegram channel for those who asked. So the last thing we're gonna talk about, we still have, so we still have just an update about our private mentorship. We still have only 2 slots open for those who want to join our private Discord. So just the reopen was about 2 days before. So I just opened 5 slots. So three slots got taken out, people joined, and now we still have only 2 slots for those who want to join. You can check our free Telegram channel. All information are there. What you think about CHF now? Can we wait for more short? I was expecting more short, but it's clearly here our swipe of liquidity from this point, and we are on the 2 hours. So this doji candle, it's called it's a big sign of a reversal. So for tomorrow, maybe we can expect maybe some retracement to this week here and another push to the upside. So we need to go to some internal range liquidity, maybe to this fair value gap here. And then we're gonna see another drop, or our price will just continue to take this low first of all, this low, and this low also, and then the real reversal start, because you can check the daily time frame. On the daily, let's check the 2 days time frame, you can find better. So yeah, this fair value gap here need to be filled at some point. So this is the range starting from this point and ended up at some points here. So we need to see price taking those lows here and start reversing to fill this fair value gap. And like you see, we still have some gaps here, fair value gaps to be filled. So from the big picture, from this low here to this high, this is our internal range. And from this leg here, this is our internal range. But those are the external range. So we need to take those external to reverse to the internal. Price do two things in the market. There is no third thing. So we have only two things market gonna do. In all pairs, all instruments, market will take external range liquidity, go to internal range liquidity, and from internal range liquidity will go to external and repeat itself multiple times like this. Okay, so like you see here, you can see clearly a trend line, a huge trend line liquidity, taking this huge trend line, push to the downside, take this external range, will come back to internal and take the external. So this is the idea. Nice, thanks. So as a day traders, can I just focus on 15, 5 minutes and 1 minute, or I need a daily? And no, you can check, you can only focus on 15 minutes. You can focus on minor liquidity, for example, for EJA highs and lows, and waiting for those highs and lows, or previous sessions highs and lows. You can wait for those highs and lows to taken out, and then you can find your change of character on the 5 minute. So let me find an example for you quickly, like today on the EURUSD. So it's clearly here. We're gonna analyze this part here. So we have EJA session. We took the low of EJA session. I didn't take a long. Why? Because we still have this previous day low. This is the previous day low. So we have this point of liquidity. Okay. So market comes near to this point and take this low here. Take this high, sorry. So this high here could be a point of liquidity, because we, after taking this high, we saw a nice reversal to the downside. So this is our change of character. So how to know that the price will reverse after taking a high? So if you saw an immediate rejection, so this point here will be at 19% a point of liquidity. So this swipe of liquidity, a change of character, and you can take your trade from this week here. Okay, and set your stop loss above this one with 2 pip stop loss, and target the previous day low here. It's about more than 10 hours. It's very, very nice trade, but you need to handle those trades. So this is the end of our call. Anyway, see you in the next call, inshallah. I hope you got a nice benefit from this call. See you all in the next time. Have a good night.